Here I am on buysellads.com. It's actually pretty cool. You can research websites according to their category and some other specifics. You get their monthly uniques and traffic numbers along with their prices and a basic explanation of their content. And you can also visit their site. So it's a really cool little platform here. It's almost like doing a direct buy using their interface. And we can go through a lot of information, and like I said, they provide the pricing. So if we can get the pricing and the uniques, we can practice our evaluations here. Keeping in line with entrepreneur.com, I pulled up business-oriented websites, and let's just dive in here and take a look at a few of them. So why not hit the first one? And we can see here that they are reporting 95,000 monthly uniques with 215,000 monthly impressions. So if you remember, we want to keep under 5 impressions per visitor. They're within that range. So that's one thing we can practice right there. Normally, I will tell you within this network, you don't see this, so I'm a little surprised. We can see their synopsis here and what ads they have, and for the most part it looks like they're sold out, which might mean that they're actually a decent source. A lot of the inventory in here that's available I have not found to be all that quality. But for the purposes of, research, one, let's take a look at this, and two, maybe one of these spaces will open up in the future, and if we assess it now and see that it's a good source, then we'll keep that in mind. So let's go ahead and open up the site. And we're going to do, as you remember, we have a checklist. So let's go through our checklist and see how this website stands up. So when we have a lot of ads like this, people tend to get banner blindness. And we want to see, okay, so we can see here they have 8,000 people in their subscriber CSS feed. So that's good. It's not a huge number. They have 2,000 followers. And you can see they're on Facebook, Google Circles, 8,000 people like their blog. But if you look here, look at the people that are their friends on Facebook. They're not going to be US names. So you probably need to realize that a lot of the traffic that's coming here might not be from the US, and if your offer is not relevant to non-US visitors, we need to keep that in mind. We'll double check this within, Alexa and Quantcast, but immediately, usually I can detect that here with who is liking their page. But I don't want to make any jumping to conclusion here. But good thing is we're seeing that they have comments in their articles, so that means they have some engagement with their audience. So it's a content site, and let's go ahead and take a look at their Alexa. Now what I meant to do on Buy Sell Ads here was assess the price. So we have 215,000 impressions, and we have a price of $89 per 30 days. Okay, so if we get those impressions that they're saying we will get, we are paying roughly about 40 cents an impression. So I'm guessing that's why this is sold out, because it's cheap. So going back to the site, we just pulled up Alexa, and as I suspected, their rank in India is very high. Roughly 51% of the visits to the site consist of only one page view bounces. So that might account for the low ratio between visitor and page views. For a content site, I believe we're looking at around a norm of 40 to 60%. So it's not overly high, but we do need to keep it in mind. So 38% of the visitors come from India. Again, if we don't have an offer that's related to international traffic, 38% of the total impressions we're going to be paying for will not be within our demographic, and probably higher than that. And let's keep going down and let's take a look at the demographics. 18 to 24 by a long shot. Browsing from home. Some college. Alright. So far, I'm not overly impressed. If we're talking about representing an offer in the US for business oriented, because 18 to 24, although they can pay, it's better than 18 or below, is not, financially well off. Think about when you were in college. You didn't have a lot of ability to spend unless you were lucky. Again, we have to take this traffic report with a grain of salt. It's just for idea purposes. So I would say for my audience that I would rule this out. And we did a quick assessment of why. We can do one more. Let's go to Financial Highway, check that out. So we have 90,000 uniques, 115,000 impressions. So we have 90,000 uniques and 115,000 impressions. That's not a lot of page views. That's pretty low. So I'm guessing their bounce rate is very high, but that's just a guess. Let's see. 115,000 impressions for $135. So just over $1.15 CPM. Let's take a look at Financial Highway. So they have all these ads stuffed on the right hand corner, which is not, a great start here. Let's take a look. Just lots of ads. All these ads. I wouldn't want to place my ad in here. It just would get lost. Banner blindness. Who wants to look at this stuff? Look, it's not even down by content. Advertise here. That's what you would be buying here. We don't want that. And look, let's second time that's popped up. And let's look what they're running. They're running buy sell ads. Double click, AdSense, they've got OpenX. They're running multiple advertising networks in here. This is just, I wouldn't like this one. And like I said, buy sell ads, I'm not totally impressed by their inventory. But this is just an exercise, so we can rule out sites that are not going to work for us. Okay, so that's this exercise for using buy sell ads to go through and do some quick assessments about direct buys.